What's up, everybody, and welcome. I knew it, dude. I knew you guys joined in the wrong order. I messed it up. BaRRa, you were late and didn't answer in time.
Dog.
You need to answer at the right moment.
Late? You called me after I ended my stream. This is
because I was waiting for you because you started your thing late. Whatever.
Oh yeah,
man.
it's all my fault. Yeah, you're not
agreed.
normally literally 5 minutes late every time. No, it's all my fault. Yeah.
What? Normally 5 minutes late? Are you trolling?
Yeah, but it's not your fault that your fence or that your pipes got jammed either.
Okay, well, in that sense, you're right.
It's your fault.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's Aggro and BaRRaCCuDDa as per usual, but today joined by one of the most requested guests of the Backliners podcast, and apparently
glad to be here.
Avid podcast listener, Jake. You're a podcast supporter, huh?
I'm pretty bored usually, and 8 p.m. is a really low vibe time for me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be here.
There's a compliment there.
I get to watch the podcast, and I'm just okay. I actually listen to all the Smite content ever. Like I'm on the Smite Reddit. I'm on the Smite Pro Reddit.
Really?
I'm just sucking up all the juice, all the Smite juice there is.
Wow. Right. I'm surprised that anyone can seriously handle skimming the Smite Reddit consistently. It does not seem like the place that I want to be spending a ton of my time, but I will occasionally stop by.
Every once in a while, just got to see what the people think, about the games,
What did you learn anything at any point? Did maybe Scylla support, someone mentioned in the thread a couple of years ago and you were like, yo, maybe I should try that. Is that where maybe some of these great ideas are coming from?
Okay, not at all. Think about it, I've probably learned nothing on the Smite Pro Reddit, but it's just content to suck up,
That is true. Content to consume, and that's what we're all about here, is consuming some content, or I guess we're creating the content. Big week in the SPL this week, but before we get into that, I think I got a lot of tweets last week asking for fence updates. And so here we go.
Very important.
Here's your fence update. For those of you who might not have listened to last week's episode, here's the TLDR. Hired a fence company. They came out. They absolutely jammed a pipe in my yard. Spread water water's going everywhere. I get a bill for a lot of money. And they go, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So on Monday last week, I called my homeowner's insurance company, and I said, hey, here's what happened. What's the deal? And they go, hey, so here's how homeowner's insurance works. It's not inside your house, so you're screwed. Good luck. And I go, great. That's awesome. Homeowner's insurance and all insurance continues to be a scam for all of time. Insurance is a scam. It doesn't make any sense how insurance companies are designed to make money. That's just my opinion.
True.
So that's great.
Well, especially in America. No offense, America.
No, big offense, America.
Big offense. Okay.
Big let them have it?
Okay, I didn't let my house insurance company have it, but this guy told me I should file a claim with the fence company's insurance. So I call up the fence company, and I was geared up and ready to go, Mm-hmm. I was amped. And I call, and I was very calm. I was firm, and I just politely informed them that, hey, this repair cost me a lot of money, and I would like to file a claim with your insurance. And that immediately got me on the phone with a manager at this fence company because they did not like that. And I proceeded to have a 90-minute conversation, give or take.
Oh. With
this fence company manager, in which I can summarize his whole stance, which was unlucky for you, LMFAO, not our fault. And I'm like, well, here's the deal, bro. It's not my fault, right? We can all agree it's not my fault. And I understand it was an accident. I get it. I didn't even yell at him, man. I was so nice, dude. I was so nice. I was like, look, I get it. I know it wasn't intentional, okay? But I shouldn't have to pay for this. That's all, I shouldn't have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm sorry, man. That's just how it goes. And I'm like, look, what's the deal with this insurance? This is what you have insurance for, right? Is for moments like this. And he goes, well, not really. And I'm like,
What?
What for what? What do you have it for, man?
Not really.
Not really. He's like,
This
what was
is
his exact
odd.
quote? I said, I understand that it was an accident and that,
Uh-huh.
you know, that it happens, but isn't this exactly what you have insurance for? And he goes, well, yes and no. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Long story short, we agreed that we were on opposite sides of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And that we needed a third party in order to weigh in, that being their insurance company, about whether or not they would even accept. I said that you don't have to input the claim, because if they put the claim in, that makes their insurance go up, and I get that. But because he was giving me this nonsense about like, oh, they won't even accept the claim. They won't accept the claim. They won't accept the claim. And I'm like, why don't you just ask if they will accept the claim, right? Why don't you just ask? Don't put the claim in. But just ask them. And he CC'd me on an email with their insurance, and maybe he made up this insurance company, and they just made up an email. But they said, we won't accept the claim because of the contract. And this contract of like, oh, it isn't our fault if we completely destroy your yard, would obviously never hold up, right?
Oh.
But I don't want to, like, a lawyer is a lot of money, Chad. Everyone's telling me to go to a lawyer. And look, I think I'd win.
And a lot of time and effort.
But it's a lot of
all
time
that.
and it's a lot of effort, and I don't want to deal with that. So, long story short, your boy got stuck with a couple $1,000s of pipe repair. They did come and finish our fence, and the fence is nice after they completely destroyed our yard. I was like, okay, well, we have to move it. Like where you're digging in order to get this in because of the pipe. And I was like, you're going to have to give me a lot more wood and a lot more, like, you're going to have to, they had to undo some of the fence they had done and do all that. And I did not ask about it. I was like, so you will be doing all of that and I won't pay for it. And all of these other gates and that kind of stuff, I will not be paying for either. And that is where we landed. So.
Wait, that's not, I mean, this is like a semi, positive note, right? Like a little bit of a nice little, it's like candles on, a big pile of poop, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can, celebrate a little bit, but you're like, okay, I'm still stuck with, this big pile of poop.
Yeah, this is still poop. Right. I still have poop.
I can't eat this, but at least there's candles.
Literally, because it was a septic line that they hit. So it really was exactly that.
Sorry.
I don't know, man. That's the way it goes. You know, I know, chat. I know that I could hire a lawyer. But I just don't. I think people are underestimating how long the court system takes, and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't want to deal with that. So.
I think there's a word here that I can use to sum up this whole situation.
Yeah, please do.
Unlucky.
Yes. Yeah. Very unlucky for me.
True.
Herwin's always saying no one's as unlucky as him, but have you seen me recently? I mean, come on. It's that's an L that I had to take. So, bit unlucky on that front, but there's your fence update. TLDR, your boy got hosed.
Yep.
And that's how it goes. Definitely love to see it. All right, let's talk about the actual Smite game now.
Okay. I don't think we played SPL this weekend, by the way.
Oh, really? You guys didn't?
Yeah, we had this weekend off, actually.
Oh, okay. Couple buys.
Yeah.
We're on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. We just let, a bunch of fans play for us this weekend.
I feel like that in.
Okay.
I let, Hero, Luna, Hobbs take turns.
Okay.
And they were pretty good at Rama sniping today.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was very
impressed. Who was playing Rom?
Luna, actually.
Okay, Luna's the beast.
She played all. Yeah, I was just shocked. I was floored at how good she was at Rama sniping.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no reason to discuss our matches.
Okay.
Know.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going to anyways
also,
because
Hell Solo is just cringe, bro. It's just cringe.
Yeah, we can all agree with that.
It's just
Hell is my most hated god in Smite.
Yeah. Hell is your most hated god?
Yeah. Hell literally dominates the SOC and the SCC or whatever they're called these days.
Yeah.
But
and now the
cringe.
SPL. apparently.
They pick a
Yep.
god and it just counters your god, and you're just like, guess we lose now.
Guess we lose now. Was it? So I mean, the Kings definitely started the hell abuse in your set.
Yep.
I was very
so bad.
I was surprised, man. I was surprised that Harry was the one to play it. But I mean, I guess it makes sense in talking to Twig in their post-game interview in today's match. He was saying that those are just like, jungle's so weak right now that, in his opinion, that you can't gank these picks, and that they just get really far ahead. Is that why you guys think that they're good, BaRRa?
That's an idea.
Wait, say that again. Sorry. I had a very important text message, Joshua.
No, you're good. Do you think that the reason that things like Hell solo are so successful right now is that junglers just like can't gank them and set them behind?
Yeah, I think the build right now with Vamp Shroud and Breastplate is very cringe. It's just so hard to punish those picks. I feel like before you could punish it and be like, oh, they locked in like Hell solo, they locked in Afro solo, like we just gank it. We like play through solo side jungle, we get backs, we get blues, we get totems too, and we win off of that. Now it's like they have Vamp Shrouds, so we can't kill them. Their laning phase isn't like too bad, and they get Breastplate at like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then I think Harry's build is like Breastplate into Lotus, and it's just, I feel like I literally did 0 damage in every team fight against them. Like, every time we would fight, they would just Kepri 2, and I would just, my damage was literally just nothing that game.
So Kepri Hell frontline, like they don't have a frontline, but it's like doesn't matter. It's kind of weird.
Right. Yeah, they can't engage on you guys like ever, but you also can't really engage on them.
Okay, it's like those movies where there's like, you're in the middle and there's like 2 walls closing in on you. But like, except here it's just like this one wall that's just pushing you against another wall, and you're like, the Kepri Hell is just walking at you, and you're like, what do? I can't actually hurt them. I can't kill them. If Jake blinks in, he's Ares, like, what's he gonna do?
Right.
I'm literally shooting for 70. Like, it was so annoying to play against, dude. And I mean, that's the purpose of the comp, it's annoying to play against, hard to kill.
Right.
But in the game, it's just like, what can we do? We can't go on backline, we can't go on frontline, like, it's just like suffocating to play against.
And to be fair, we did have some misplays happen.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
I think we played perfectly.
Yeah, you played perfectly, but they just picked Hell, and Hell just counters all our gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, you had some unfortunate like Kepri roots into big CC chains that you ate that set.
Yeah, that was kind of tough. They would just 1 me and then 2 me, and then I'd be dead.
Right.
And then I'd try to horse ult in, and they would just Xing Chen ult me.
Yeah.
What I've learned is you just gotta be buying beads, like, honestly.
Yeah.
Every class, just get beads. And then...
Okay. If that becomes a thing, can we not nerf beads, by the way? Because beads are pretty cool for me.
Right.
And I need the lower cooldown. I need the CC immunity.
Right.
So if all 10 people buy beads, don't nerf beads. That's
right.
It's just a thing that's happening. It's not OP. It's just
right. But
we need it.
Do you like having 10 beads a match?
I don't care. I am not the CC guy. So
imagine ripping beads though. Like okay, imagine being Sobek and you like pluck Kepri and then he just beats it and pulls you, and then you misplayed for like plucking him.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't seem that fun to me. No. Just like in theory on it. I don't know. I really don't know, because I agree. I don't think that I don't really want to nerf beads for backline. But personally, I do not like seeing 10 beads a match. But I don't really know the solution.
It just depends if you can kill off of a CC or not. And if you can, then you need beads. And if you can survive the CC, I think it's like we're the like gray area. But right now, I feel like everyone just dies off of a CC.
Right.
So beads are like really good right now.
Do you think it's just because of how much more damage is in the game now that like that's why beads are so necessary?
I think so. I feel like we discussed before when boots got taken out, I feel like my curve is just straight up. Like there's no time, and like I'm not stacking Devos for like 8, 9, 10 minutes anymore. Like you literally buy Ickable and then the support can die. Like
Yeah, Ichabod is OP, right, Jake? Can we talk about how OP Ichabod is?
I mean, I've heard BaRRa complaining that like if they go Saw, then he doesn't have damage.
That is also true. That is a fair point.
But,
okay.
I mean, like if you rush Gone to Thieves and they have Ichabod, like, I mean, I don't really think it's like insane. It just feels like they're hunters.
But they're hunters with like 1 item instead of hunters at like 3 items, like it used to be.
I mean, you used to be able to just run at them and they couldn't do anything.
Right.
But now they just like hit you and like I don't know what to do.
Leans back like I don't know what to do. Leans back. Like.
So you're saying you get punished for just holding W now?
I mean, it's kind of nice. You can just run at the purple. I remember season 4, like when people started in lane, like you can literally annoy them so much. You just like run around them. Oh yeah, you'd have boots. Yep. They wouldn't have boots, and they'd be stacking as well. So you're just literally the better character, and you could like ruin their lives. But I guess you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, that was literally terrible.
Okay, you would ruin the ADC's lives, but then the jungler would ruin your life.
Right.
And then it was just like a big chain of life ruining. And I guess that's all been eliminated now with like the boots and the no stacking.
Yep, a vicious cycle of lives being ruined that would never stop. I feel like every support I talk to, like Mike talks all the time about how much he misses invading. Like Ionic always talks about how much he misses. Like
there was a lot of skill in invading. I mean, you didn't really like see it, but there was so many. Yeah.
No, there really was.
It would just look like one team just ran at the buff, but there was a lot of counterplay you could do.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something that I miss a little bit.
Would you guys be happy if Invader's curse were removed? Would you want?
No.
Would you want it to be?
No.
I mean, they just have a Herc running at you again.
Yeah.
But maybe.
But you would be the Herc, Jake.
I would be the Herc.
Okay, that was literally the worst meta of Smite. Like when Blitz said in chat, when supports were starting at speed buff, literally the worst meta Smite's ever had.
Big disagree. I actually big disagree. Now for the jungler,
really? You think that was fun? You think that was
for
a
the jungler?
Good meta?
Of course it wasn't fun. Of course it wasn't fun for the jungler.
You have a character. You have a person that can't play.
But at a competitive level, I thought it was one of the more interesting metas to watch. I thought it was really interesting watching people, because it wasn't just like, guess I lose my, it's like, I guess I can't do anything. Like there were 6 or 7 different starts that you could do, all based on what you had versus what they had, and where you thought that they would start and they thought that you would start, and like all this stuff. I thought that was really interesting.
I mean, it kind of seemed like gambling a bit.
It was a bit gambling. Yeah, it was a bit gambling, but gambling's fun, right, guys? I mean, come on.
Gambling is fun.
It's not. It's awful. Terrible meta.
Do you think wait, do you really not like gambling, Barry?
No.
Interesting.
Wait, like actually?
Yeah, like do you like I wonder if it's because, chat, for those of you who don't know, casinos aren't a thing in Georgia. It's illegal to gamble in Georgia.
Oh, it is?
Pretty much, yeah. Like theoretically, if we were to have a poker game for money, I'm pretty sure that's illegal in this state.
Oh.
I think.
Interesting.
And I wonder that's why. I wonder if that's why you don't like gambling. Because I guess Pennsylvania didn't have a casino, or Pittsburgh didn't have a casino until I was an adult. But I love going to the casino. I think it's so much fun.
I would rather spend my money on like other things than like a 50-50 or like whatever it is.
It's always smart.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I mean, okay, so we went to Vegas for Smite.
I was gonna say you went to that Vegas event, right?
Yeah, I gambled with $20. Like that was it.
And how'd you do? What'd you play?
I lost $20.
Okay. What did you play?
I just walked around. I know. I just walked
roulette,
around the casino. I don't know. I just played like different games. It was more like a arcade experience for me than like gambling. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Like I was just playing the different machines, like having a good time, like not trying to.
Oh, you're playing slots. Oh, you can't win on those.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Yeah, I played a few slots. I don't remember what else they had, but I was just going around like machine to machine because I was like, I'm spending this for like entertainment value, not like I'm trying to win money.
Right. You should always go. Any money you're spending at the casino, you should be ready to lose and consider it an entertainment expense for sure.
Yeah. I can support that. If you're doing it as like an entertainment thing and limiting yourself to like maybe 100 or like whatever your financial situation is, you're limiting it to yourself and having a good time. That's cool. If you're like, oh God, I'm like down bad, I really need this to go my way, then yeah, I don't like that. And I think Also, I don't like gambling because I feel like it's just addicting for a lot of people, and I
Sure.
feel it's hard
Yeah.
to stop for a lot of people. So I don't like that. Like it mentally like
Sure.
hurts a lot of people, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel that. Definitely. I am someone with an addictive personality for sure, and so I set very hard and fast rules on like I am spending $100 or $200, and I will not. I'll get it beforehand. I will not take any money out. But getting to like play blackjack for a couple hours and sometimes walk away with a little extra money. Sometimes I lost my $200, and that's the cost of doing business. I love blackjack. I want to spend all night at the blackjack table. I don't know. That's for me. Jake, how about for you? Are you a gambling man?
Yeah, I used to live in Las Vegas actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I've. You ever played the Counter-Strike? You never know that the Counter-Strike skin game?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a youngin, I used to hit up those sports betting matches, and yeah. But okay, so imagine you want to go out to a nice restaurant, and you're like, man, it's gonna be like $200, and then you're like, okay, so instead of going to the restaurant and spending $200, I'm gonna go to the casino, put $200 down on red, and then like say you win, you just got like a free meal. But if you lose, you just pretend you went to the restaurant, and just pretend that you had like a really great steak dinner or something.
Okay, but Jake, what are you eating in this instance? You're not getting sustenance in this instance.
I mean, it's just like $200. Why don't I just like conjure like AirPods out of thin air, or I guess you like lose, but like, is that really gonna happen? Are you really gonna lose? Like,
That is an interesting take. I've never thought of it that way. If I just imagine myself not losing money,
right,
and doing the thing that I would have spent that money on.
So Jake, what you're telling me is that I should go to a casino.
yeah, they just want to give you money. Like,
Right, put down a couple grand on red, and think maybe my pipe just won't be destroyed.
Yeah, you can. That's what you can literally just do that. Like, you could just conjure the bad luck. You can blow the bad luck away.
Okay, all right. I'm bringing you with me whenever I'm going, so you can teach me your ways.
I would love. I've never done it before, but I want to see someone do it. Because imagine how happy you'd be if you won, right? And just don't think about losing. Just 10 grand on red.
Wait, that's what we did this weekend. We didn't lose. Oh my gosh.
I wish we
Jake,
could go to the SPL casino.
we did this weekend. We played and we didn't lose.
Yeah. We didn't
We didn't
lose.
lose.
I can't believe you go on this
saved
whole
our
thing,
people.
Jake. I can't believe you go on this whole thing and then you go, "Oh well, I've never done it." Like, it's the most troll thing I've ever heard, bro. What? I love it.
Okay, imagine you play the SPL for like 3 years, and then you save up all your money, and then one day you just walk into the casino and you're like, everything on red, and you just see what happens,
Everyone always says put it on black. No one ever says put it on red, Jake. Is that where they're going wrong? Do you think red is the play?
Probably.
Someone in chat said they were going to Vegas in a couple of days. Could you give them some advice on whether or not red or black is going to be the call? Whoever is in chat, do not put more money than you are capable of losing, for the record. Okay, go ahead.
Put it on green. Put it on green.
No way putting it on green is right, man. No way.
I mean, okay, you're going to be like, put it on red, and then it's going to be green. You're like, man, I should have put it on green. And then, yeah, there you go.
Okay, but what if you put it on green and then it's red, Jake?
I don't know what to do there.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No way it's gonna be red.
All right, no way it's gonna be red. So that means you should put some on green, some on black, because no way it's gonna be red.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, there you go. There's your thing.
That's pretty smart.
Is to put some on black, some on green, because we all know no way it's gonna be red. Look, overall, I'm sure pretty disappointing for you guys. How much were you thinking about trying to break the win streak record? Was it crossing your mind at all, Jake?
Did not dream about it. I'd be like, I mean, it would have been nice, but I didn't really. Yeah, since we lost, I didn't care at all, honestly. Like, I don't even know we won 8 games in a row.
Right.
Like,
didn't even register.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but, you just got to take it one game at a time. And, could not win, unfortunately.
Yeah. Barry, think do you think you guys were looking at that record and you know, obviously I'm sure you guys did your prep for the Kings and took them very seriously and all that kind of stuff, but do you think that maybe you or the team was kind of like thinking ahead a little bit to getting that?
I will say this weekend we definitely played weird. I think we weren't really ourselves this weekend. We lost a lot of like cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Between like the Benevolence weekend and now.
Yep.
I think we're a bit, I won't say like lost on drafts, but the Kings drafts definitely like were a big slap in the face for us because we were just in those games, like we hit a brick wall and we're like, what do we do? And then so we were like scrambling the next game basically. And I don't think we played well against Titans today either. I think it was just like, I mean, it's just stupid to say, but I think it was like literally an off weekend for us. I think we are way better than we showed. not like I also like I hate focusing on records. I hate focusing on win streaks. Like I just want to be the best team that we can be, and if like we lose, it's fine. Like if we didn't get a record, it's fine. I genuinely don't care about that stuff because I feel like once you do, it just like literally sits in your subconscious of like, I really want the record. Like you're like over analyzing your plays. You're going in when you shouldn't be. You're going out when you shouldn't be. Like you're just playing weird. You're just playing differently. Not saying like my teammates were doing that or anyone was doing that in particular. I just don't like focusing on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. One other thing before we move on, it wasn't just you guys. It was a trend throughout the weekend. We saw way more Camazotz, and all of a sudden he's like being heavily prioritized. And I'm just very confused that we're in a meta where junglers are doing no damage. They have the lowest damage besides supports in every single game. And all Cama does is damage. Why is that character getting picked?
I think it's just a comfort pick for certain junglers, and it's good in certain comps versus other comps. And I mean, we barely practiced it going into this weekend. So, like, I mean, we trust Laz for like anything he wants to play. So if he wants Cama, like, we'll give him Cama. Or for other, I don't know what it is for other teams. I know like Layers likes it. I don't know what other junglers do. But yeah, I think it was just like, I would say like just like a this weekend thing, but I think it's just a god you can build like mannequins on and feel comfortable clearing jungle camps and stuff.
It's like a safe god as well, and like it's kind of like it can kind of pop off in fights because there's like 2 heal abilities.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's just like the mannequins and him being like safe. I don't think he's. I'm not sure if it's pressures in like early game, but probably not too bad if you can go mannequins.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that god sucks, guys. Can I say that?
I don't think you can.
He's got to be bad. And I'm not even trolling this time. He's got to be bad in a meta where junglers have one job, and that's to try and hard int in a fight to trade themselves for a backliner, right? We'll talk about it a little bit later. Like, jungle is the weakest it's ever been, in my opinion.
It's like laughably bad.
It's laughably bad. And I don't care if my jungler lives. Like, survivability does not matter to me. If I'm a mid laner for a team and my jungler's trying to pick a god to live, I'm like, what are you doing? Pick Gilgamesh and just get some beads. Like, go do something so that my support and my solo laner can carry the fight for us. Like, I just think that it's not, I don't know, it just doesn't, when I think about what's good in jungle right now, it's obviously mannequins, and he uses
like
that
4 warriors.
Right, it's 4 warriors, but it's because those warriors can create space and not do damage, and it doesn't matter. And I don't think Camazotz really does that.
I think it depends on your comp, and if the Cama can get off his buttons and then go into the air and potentially get off more buttons on landing. Because right now, I think jungle's really hard to actually be in a fight. Like, unless, like you said, like, you're playing a warrior and you're, like, making room, and that's your whole job. But I think Cama does have those like situational assassin plays where he can one-shot a backliner or get Aegis, go in the air, swipe him a few more times, hopefully someone else cleans him up. And like I said, I don't know if he's like super meta or anything. I just think certain teams will lean towards him in certain comps and whatnot.
I don't know, man. I'm just not scared of that god. Are you really scared if they lock in Cama that he's gonna one-shot you at any point?
Yeah, as a backliner, yeah.
Okay, all right.
He does a lot of damage, bro. You know, with that flat pin build, he kind of slams.
Couldn't tell it by the numbers. Then I can be toxic because it was like 2 junglers, you know, who didn't do any damage on it. It's just jungle in general. We lost BaRRa. He, I don't know if it was because of my bad joke or what, but he's all frozen now. So.
Coughing blew out his internet.
Hello?
Oh, he's back. I coughed his internet away. Come on back, baby.
Oh, it's my stupid motherboard, man.
Well, you're back. And that's
It's
okay.
like a mix of Comcast and my motherboard. My motherboard's Ethernet drivers are literal garbage, so sometimes I just DC. I thought it was Comcast, but apparently it's just my motherboard drivers.
That's too bad that it's your motherboard. And you know what? That actually leads us into a really great discussion about supports and how it's important to have supports, not just in your Smite game, but when you're browsing the internet as well, fellas. It's very important to have the support of someone or something, potentially, like a VPN. In particular...
Whoa!
What's a VPN?
A VPN, Jake, I'm so glad you're asked. Let me give you a little preamble here, okay? Jake, have you ever felt like you're being followed around the internet? Or maybe like advertisers know a bit too much about you?
Yep.
Our new sponsor to the Backliners, IPVanish VPN, is here to help you take back your privacy and help you become more anonymous on the internet. So Jake, when you're browsing the Smite Reddit, they won't know it's you. There he goes. He's gone.
Become anonymous.
He's anonymous. IPVanish has helped Jake, and you don't even know who he is. You don't even know he's there. So some of you in chat might be asking, what is IPVanish? IPVanish is a virtual private network, or a VPN for short. It's a VPN. It is an important tool that helps you safely browse the internet. You can use a VPN on your computers, tablets, phones, even things like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. And when you use a VPN, all of your data is encrypted. What you're reading, what you're searching, Jake, that one's for you. What you're watching, whatever it is you're doing. That's important because what you're doing on the internet is no one's business but yours. For listeners of the show, IPVanish is offering an incredible 65% off their annual plan.
Wow.
65% off. Can you guys believe that? That's
That's huge.
That's equal to 6 months free. IPVanish is super easy to use. You turn it on with the click of a button, and it runs seamlessly in the background, helping to protect you while you're browsing the web. And if you do run into a problem, no worries. IPVanish has 24/7 support available by email, chat, and telephone. Mm-hmm. So go to ipvanish.com/back to claim your 65% savings. Their annual plan is just $44.99 for the first year with our exclusive discount. So this is definitely the time to sign up. With our discount and their current promotion, you can get a VPN for 65% off their usual offering. IPVanish is the best of the best, even rated 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot. And that's, you might be thinking, BaRRa, surely they can't have, surely they can't have a lot of reviews, right? You surely can't have a lot of reviews if they're getting scores that high. That's where you're wrong, you stupid ADC.
I'm sorry.
It's more than 6,000 reviews. 6,000 reviews, 4.7 out of 5 stars. Remember, it's ipvanish.com/back to get the deal and start protecting yourself online. Huge shouts to IPVanish, the newest sponsor to come on board, the Backliners. Best way you guys can support the stream and support the show, help us out with our sponsors. So, of course, manscaped.com/back and now ipvanish.com/back. And there, BaRRa, maybe they could protect your motherboard. That's how they work, right?
True. Also, it's really funny. Because, okay, so with Manscaped, I had Manscaped and love Manscaped.
Yeah.
And then I also have IPVanish, and they're the best VPN I've had. And like,
wait, are you trolling?
No, not trolling at all. Like, I literally have it on my phone right now. I use it.
Let's go.
No trolling. I've been using it for like a year? Over a year now?
Okay.
I don't know what we're going to have next, but like, this is getting a little creepy at this point.
Maybe
I should turn on the VPN more.
Yeah, you should turn it on more on your computer because the prediction guys are hacking in and trying to find us sponsors based on that. Again, ipvanish.com/back. It's good enough for BaRRaCCuDDa. It's got to be good enough for you. That's
it is very, very, very good. Very fast.
That's the way it's got to work. All right, let's talk about junglers as a whole. We just talked about Camazotz and how that god has got to be bad by my opinion. This has got to be the worst jungle's ever been in the history of competitive Smite. Do you guys agree?
No, last word no all the time.
Okay, this is the second worst.
Really? When was the worst?
You're telling me when the junglers were getting invaded level 1 that was better than now?
Yeah. No, not kidding.
They weren't even in the game.
They were late game. Exactly. No, Jake's right.
You didn't even get to late game. You were level 3.
Eventually you did.
Okay, you were in a boxing match with the support, and it was just like your brain just like going at it, and the better brain won. But like,
which was the support brain most of the time.
You're just like a pillow. You're just like a pillow, and you're trying to like hit people.
With your pillow. As a support or a jungler?
As a jungler with your pillow spot.
Oh, back then or now?
Now.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Look,
do your one gank at like level 5, and then that's it.
Look, I respect your analogy, Jake, but both you guys are just wrong.
Couldn't be right.
That's... Dude.
Couldn't be right.
Okay.
Listen, and here's why, okay? Here's the way I look at it. Invade meta was really bad for junglers for a long period of time, right? You had a long stretch of the game where you were not useful. Early game, you were completely out the window, right? But late game, you could still do stuff as a jungler in that meta. It took a longer time to get there. I agree. They spent a lot of the game not useful, but late game, I think they were still strong. Right now,
Heartseeker.
You had Heartseeker.
You have Hydras.
You got Hydras.
OP Hydras. It used to be like 60%, right?
That's right.
That was like season 5.
Now you have to influence a lane pre-5. That is your only window. And then late game, none of the junglers are doing anything. I actually wanted to go back this week. I plan on going back and looking at all of our post-game stat screens. I want to find the last game a backliner had less damage than a jungler, because I can't remember the last time it happened. It has been supports or junglers dude, how many games have you outdamaged Lasbra? And it's not even Lasbra's fault, we say.
I mean, there's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games.
And
it's not just Lasbra.
Best you can.
I'm not throwing him under the bus. It's happened to, and it's not just, it was happening on Titans. Scary was struggling. It's happening to the Warriors, where Neil's doing more damage than Fred. It is not just these lower end teams either. There are lots of games where top end teams, Rongyu's gunning it down and doing more damage than Panatom.
Is it because solo laners are ungankable almost?
But that doesn't change their late game damage output, right?
Well, it's hard to get into fights right now because how much damage mages and ADCs do.
Right.
And if they get hit by a CC, if you don't have Magi's, you're kind of toast. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going like these full tank builds, so they're obviously not going to do a ton of damage, but they're still doing less damage than full tank supports.
I think it's something to do with like mannequins as well, or because like if you go the other guy goes mannequins and you don't, like he can just like run at you and he's gonna get like all the buffs early game, and I think that's like kind of constraining the jungler god constricting.
Yeah. The hand gestures helped me there.
Yeah, that sold it.
Yeah, no, that helped a lot.
Yep. There you go.
I don't know, man. I think they're the weakest. I think they're really, really. I know the invade meta was rough, but at least I felt like I was being threatened late game by assassins in that meta.
Well, I think Vamp Shroud's also an issue because I feel like you can't really gank mid laners either. And duo is so warded now, I feel like it's pretty hard to gank duo nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah,
we need a fourth lane.
Yeah.
Jungle lane.
Jungle lane.
I think it's just hard to, like, you can't gank solo too easily, you can't gank mid too easily, and then duo is pretty heavily warded, and the gods in duo are pretty hard to gank. Like, when it was, like, on her older meta, I think those gods are relatively easy to gank. When it's, like, Chernobog, Rama, Artemis, like, if you're ganking an Artemis, you have to do it, like, perfectly, or you die.
Yep.
And especially with Ichable being meta, like, you can literally just fight back with a jungler now. And also, like Jake said, the mannequins gods, I think that restricts the jungle pool a lot. I do think there's like picks and situations where you can get away with gods that aren't mannequins gods. I think a lot of people aren't doing it correctly right now, but I think there's a bit more variety in jungle than is being shown right now. In my opinion.
Sure. I'm sure there are picks that we haven't seen yet that teams are working on or that are good and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying the meta is solved in jungle. I just think that nearly every game, junglers are down like 4 levels to mids.
Oh, that's really bad, by the way. I hate that.
Yeah, junglers are not getting the same level of farm as the backline. And so that's another reason why they're forced to build tanky, because otherwise they just get like one tapped, their mids and ADCs are like way up there in farm. Let's go BaRRa. And then it's like junglers way below us, and then like solo laners are like slightly below mids and ADCs in farm. Junglers way below solo lane, and then support is like just below jungle.
Yeah, they're like we're like one level behind junglers.
Right.
Like usually.
And then if you're one level behind a jungler, you just get to like run at their back harpies, and they can't. What are they supposed to do about it? Like an assassin who's one level above a guardian is like worthless.
Okay, so this is just a mid lane problem, I think.
Oh, remember I said mids and ADCs, like that part, the and ADCs.
I didn't hear that part. It's
Okay.
only mids because no one can share with mid laners right now. You literally just get bullied out of the lane, go somewhere else. If I'm a half a level or a level behind their mid laner, I can't play the game anymore. I'm 18. Look, I know you're 12, but I need to be 19.
Right.
I need to stay up with this mid laner.
Right. Jake, is this true? Are you getting bullied out by Ven?
I mean, Ven has told me to go home. I'm like, yo, Ven, what's up? He's like, go home. Go back over there.
And BaRRa, what do you usually
Somewhere
say
else.
when Jake moseys on over to your lane after that?
We end up doing something stupid most of the time. Go for a purple, maybe we shouldn't also.
Giannis ult.
Yeah. Oh, we overextended this much. Oh, their whole team's here again.
Right.
Unlucky.
That's a good way to teach Ven that he should just accept Jake being there. Is that if Jake goes an ints every time that he goes a duo with you both in, then he's got no choice but to let him come and farm.
Well, they could just look at us as like a problem and then be like, okay, we gotta do something about this duo.
You know, Jake, just every time you die at purple, just be like, you know, if I was allowed to have that mid wave, like I wouldn't have needed to be there, you know.
Look, you do get a lot of farm if you're able to share with mid laners. It's also weird that they put so much more like golden experience on the map, but I feel like it's all funneling into mids or like mid laners. And I don't really know why exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that the camps that are new and that kind of stuff, like there's not extra camps near mid.
There's like 2 new camps. Wait, it's just like one Harpy and then Draugr.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And those are both pretty far away from mid.
And green buff.
And green buff.
Oh,
the new green buff.
Yeah, and then another buff on the other side of the map. Yeah, green buff. That's not my buff.
Whose buff is it?
That's Lazarus. That's Lazarus' buff.
Oh, okay.
True.
Lazarus buff.
I'm surprised you forgot about green buff. It's been super influential.
Yeah, 10 MP5 and 10 HP5 when it's upgraded. Picking up late game is kind of cool though, because you do get a fat stimmy of like 300 health if you pick it up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Large.
It's gotta be at least okay in that instance. I don't know. I think green, well, at least for my money, whenever I like my red gets invaded and I'm really salty, then I take my support's green buff to be like, this will teach you to be there next time my red is up, and then you can get your green buff back. You know, like I use it as a motivating tool. Try it out sometime.
I just think jungle needs I actually they need a golden experience buff. I think maybe we buff their other starters, maybe a slight nerf to mannequins to like shift the meta a little bit more.
Golden XP spooling on a starter item. That's how.
Not a bad idea. Really? Not a bad idea?
No, I don't like that.
Oh.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, it's just
how
like
can I go wrong?
Okay, well, it's just like, you know, we've tried a lot of different iterations of golden XP spooling, and like eventually everyone just starts to buy them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
It just kept getting buffed, so it's so weird that everyone just bought it one weekend.
Yeah. Look, it's just how it goes that no one's allowed to have free golden experience because everyone else just abuses it.
Look, I said that the person with the lowest farm on the team should just get Benevolence passive. You just get free golden experience for just being behind.
I mean, they kind of do.
You do get
that is a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But you should get it like the additional buff. Or like the additional passive. Like an arena game, you know, where you just passively get farm.
Right.
Instead of just you get more farm, now you get more farm and you passively get farm, right?
Oh,
right?
So you want supports?
Guys?
You want supports? Like if I'm
and jungles?
And no, because it's only if it's only the lowest level, it'll still be supports.
I don't know how many games of Jake you've seen, but my man does not really get behind.
That is true. That is one of Jake's strengths.
I mean,
Look,
look,
only this
we
week,
got
like all the other weeks, you know.
Yeah, we die in duo sometimes, and then your farm is Lass's farm, and then Anyways,
BaRRa, that's teaching you that you shouldn't have let Jake die in lane because you're screwing over Lass's game.
No, that's showing my mid and jungle that they shouldn't have let us get ganked by the two people in their respective roles.
Right.
Regardless of whether they call it or not, sometimes we just die.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
Sometimes
Also,
it happens sometimes.
Sometimes my mid laner lies and says the Aweelix is going into solo side jungle, and then she's here in the dual lane. So that's just weird. Sometimes I call Jake to fight, and then
sometimes the devs increase the movement speed you get per level by 3%, and then you think the Fender isn't as far away as he really is, and then you get jumped on because he's next to 3%.
Exactly.
And then you die. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking all that stuff too, fellas. Like, for sure.
You were?
Yeah, I was right there with you, I think. You're welcome.
We just need to vent for a little bit.
I get it. Last week was my venting episode. This week is yours. You know, that's how it goes.
We had a rough weekend, man. We just gotta get it out a little bit.
I'm here for you. It's, you know what, when I was streaming last week, I think someone asked me, like, have you been like rooting for the Bolts on their winning streak? And I said that I really liked doing the podcast with winning BaRRa more than losing BaRRa. It's a different pace than last year.
It really is nice to win a few games here and there.
Yeah,
it really just lifts the mental and the mood so much. Like, I don't feel like a loser. Like, I hit like 95% of my Rama snipes today. I was pogging. Like, that's pretty cool, right?
Sometimes you're like pumping, and then sometimes you're slumping. You know.
Exactly. The pump and slump.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not even doing a Manscaped ad this episode, BaRRa. You can't say that, man.
I wish we were now. That would have been a good little segue.
So anyways, Hell in solo lane. Healers. I mean, we saw an Afro solo as well. Are healers just back, or do you think that was? Do you think that was just like this weekend, and that's all we'll see of it?
I think it's definitely something Kings can play very well. I don't think we did it justice game one of our set today. But I think it's something teams have to look out for now constantly versus Kings until somehow they can find a counter or the meta shifts in one way or another. I honestly hope that it's not meta. I hope that it doesn't become meta because it's very annoying to play against. And
Agreed. Jake, any thoughts on the healers in solo?
Okay, so one time we were screaming the Kings, and then they played Hell solo, and I was like, they're never gonna do this in a real game. What are they doing? They're just trolling here. And then I was at the gym with like Captain Twig. I was like, so Twig, when's the Hell solo coming out? Like, what's the deal with that? You played it in scrims. When are you gonna play it in the SPO? And then they did it. We got it done to us, and that was tough.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
Thanks. They did it to us, not any other team.
Yep.
They just wanted to save it for the win streak. I don't care about the win streak, by the way. It's fine. It's
right. Yeah, we all believed you until you said that part.
Could have made us feel history, but it's whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys wanted to cringe comp against us. Congratulations, you picked Khepri and Hell.
Getting cringed on by Hell every year.
Wow, great job, guys.
Years.
Yeah, guys, they're supposed to like win, so it's so they're allowed to cringe comp or not. Like,
I thought they were nice guys, but I guess not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think you know someone,
right? Yeah. Until they pull out the Khepri Hill comp, I suppose.
That's disgusting.
Before we move on to the random question of the week, we got to talk about the roster change that happened. You guys did not play against Scary D in the jungle for the Titans this week. They have benched Scary, and using Layers as a sub for this week. I do not know what their long-term plans are, but thoughts on that move in general for the Titans.
I didn't think it was going to go... Okay, so I was wrong. I thought Layers was going to be out for a long time based off of everything that happened. But he came back, and he looked very good, so I'm pleasantly surprised and also wrong, which I'm willing to admit. I was very wrong that I thought it was going to be out for a long time. And playing against him today, he definitely played very well, and it really didn't feel like I was playing against like a sub either, or like a fill-in. I feel like he fit the style of their team well. I feel like he facilitated things on the map well. And yeah, I think he just played really well against us and this whole weekend.
Jake, any thoughts on the move for the Titans?
Well, I read the tweet longer, and they were like, something needs to change. Like, yeah, I think what's scary on the team, they, I mean, when we played against them, we definitely noticed that Scaredy was on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like maybe they can keep him a little bit longer to like, eventually get accustomed to the role, but they, yeah, they just wanted to make a change, I guess, and looks like it worked out for them because they beat us.
Yeah, can't be tough. Look, I mean, Scary is one of my favorite guys to talk to. Love the guy. Think he's so much fun to be around. He was definitely not up to par yet in jungle, and the reality is that we can all just say with some more time he would have made it work, and that way everyone can feel better about themselves. But we talked a couple weeks ago with Hazer. It's a yes or no. It's a binary question in esports and in sports. On your best day, are you capable of winning worlds? And we all agreed that the answer was no for the Titans, right? We were all on that page. They had to make a change. If it's going to be layers long term, we can take some time, figure out if that changes the answer to that question. I think making a change is definitely necessary for that team. I think jungle is where I would have started. So I'm hoping that that team is too talented to lose a bunch of sets. So we'll see what they end up doing long term. But I, for one, am in favor. As much as I love Scary, I hope he gets a spot in solo. I think he's a total beast there. I think he'd be a great addition to a lot of teams. But that's how it goes, It's a business at the end of the day, and and you got to do what's best for the squad. Random question of the week is nice. It's nice and topical this week, just like it was last week. I used it for some therapy last week, but it's not. I'm not going to use it for therapy for you guys. I'm going to use it for my own selfish reasons again. And that's that my I tweeted a long time ago that I'm going to be teaching a class in esports casting and hosting at a local university, and that's starting this week, which I am totally not at all nervous about, just like you guys were not at all caring about the win streak. Very similar in those ways. What were some of your favorite... Talk to me about some of your favorite teachers, fellas. What were some qualities you liked in some of your favorite teachers that you've had?
I didn't know where this question was going.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just like the ones that seemed very approachable and not elitist. Like, ones you can be friends with and relate to, not like they're completely your superior. Just because I went to a lot of classes where the class was just, here's my PowerPoint, I'm reading my PowerPoint. Okay, class, that's the end. Goodbye, have a good day. And it's like very robotic, not lifelike at all. And I like my professors and teachers to engage with the audience a lot, make it fun, make it interesting. Don't just read off a PowerPoint because that's very boring. And just be human. Like all of us don't want to be here like at the same time, some of us want to do other things, like regardless of what class it is. I'm sure your class will be different.
Oh, definitely different for sure.
Yeah, definitely different.
No doubt.
So that's just my favorite thing, is just when I feel like I can talk to a teacher and be like friends with them, be cool with them. Yeah.
You got a shout out for your favorite teacher and their subject there, Barry?
Come back to me, because it's been a while since I was in high school. College.
You're old, just like me. I get it.
Yeah.
Jake, go ahead. What do you got?
What I would want a teacher, I guess, so like a teacher. I mean, if like you're like, okay, so you're like struggling the subject, and like. So a teacher, okay, so I would like a teacher to be nice and if you're struggling, be like, yo, man, you want some help? So I can do that.
Okay.
That'd be cool. But Aggro, if you're gonna be like a great teacher, you can just
Something like that.
those kids are gonna love it, love the casting.
I hope
sure.
so. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's gonna be. I have no idea what's going on, to be honest with you, but I think it's gonna be fine. One of my challenges is that it's a very long class. It is 6 hours once a week, a 6-hour class, which is crazy. And I have less than 10 students. I've got single digits, so we're gonna get to know each other.
You like cast games with them and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cast a lot of games with them.
That'd be cool.
That's the plan. I'm gonna be doing more casting in those 6 hours than the rest of my work week. I feel like it's gonna be long for sure.
Maybe that won't be fun.
So are you cast Smite games or like
if they're into it? Games? I'm gonna see what they're into. Ask them their favorite esports. I might be casting. Who knows what I'm gonna be casting in those classes?
Are you gonna do like your own version of the caster?
I mean, in a way. I'm not going to eliminate them from my class.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I'm not going to be like, all right, that's it. You're out of here. Like, that's not going to be the game plan. No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I did really want to, I've told this joke to my wife, who never thinks it's very funny, but I think it's literally hilarious. I would love to go in and be like, hey everyone, my name is Ryan, but I'd like you all to call me Professor Hoof. And then they'd be like, Professor Hoof. And I'd be like, who farted? You fail. Get out. And then I set the tone right off the bat. Like I let them know who's in charge.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't.
Right. Well,
don't
you wouldn't like a professor who did that? That would be great, right? But then I actually fail you. That's the bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it is like the caster.
Yeah, it's just like the caster. It's just like
on syllabus day.
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. Jake or Bear, did you guys come up with a favorite teacher?
I can't remember his name. He was my drama teacher.
Great. You did a great job.
Okay.
I had this teacher in middle school. He was like, forgot his name. Oh my god. But he's really cool.
This is going to be me, man. I'm going to be thinking that I'm owning and that I'm doing a great job. And then all these kids are going to look back in 10 years and be like, yeah, I had this one really cool teacher for like esports casting, but I can't remember his name, so like it's not that important,
Look, man, I've gotten so much information in my head in the last like 12 years.
All Smite related.
All Smite related. Like,
how are you supposed to remember that your favorite drama teacher's name whenever Bumba's hammer is getting 10% more cooldown on it next match?
Exactly.
You gotta bump it out.
Eventually, all that short-term memory just infiltrates your long-term memory, because that's how it works, and it just like starts like pushing everything out. Like I don't remember like the quadratic formula, like anything
of course
like
not.
that.
Who does?
All I can remember is this 4th grade teacher that was kind of hot, and her name was like Mrs.
Did
Stout.
you say? You say a 4th grade teacher?
Yeah, and she was kind of hot. Her name was Mrs. Stout.
Did he stutter?
He did not. I just wanted to find out which year it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Just staring at his teacher.
All right, well, shout outs to Jake's favorite teacher. Shout outs to her. My favorite teacher was my on-camera broadcasting teacher in college, who was the meanest teacher I think of. No, she wasn't mean.
Mm-hmm.
She was just very she was brutally honest, and in the business of, it wasn't for esports broadcasting, so I won't have to be in this type of zone, but in the business of news broadcasting, there are like 10 to 15 jobs that open up every year, and you compete against everyone in your year across the country who wants a job, everyone in the year before that didn't get a job, so on and so forth. And it's so cutthroat and it's so brutal that she was just very adamant that she didn't want anyone to waste their time and their money in a career that they will not be able to do. And it was I think like 30% of her class dropped and changed majors every semester. Cause it was intense.
Except you.
Except me. I soldiered on. And then that's, it really trained me well. I use that stuff literally every single day at work. So shout outs to Gina. She was my favorite teacher for sure. total hard ass, and she was the best. All right, that does it for this week on the Backliners podcast. Want to give a quick shout out and reminder again to our brand new sponsor, IPVanish. You can go to ipvanish.com and get 65% savings. Their annual plan now just $44.99. If you go to ipvanish.com/back, again, best way to hook up the podcast is to hook it up with the sponsors. IPVanish is just the newest one to join the crew. Jake, thank you for the time, man. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm sure you guys are going to get some wins.
I love every second of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you guys are going to get some wins. Yeah, now you guys are in the right mindset. Jake,
got it out of the system.
Got it out of your system. Just think about impressing your 4th grade teacher, you know, and you're going to be and you're going to be going. Thanks everyone for watching, checking out, giving us a good rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, checking out the whole Prediction Network. They got a lot of great shows across a lot of different esports that I'm going to refer all of my casting students to for whatever they like to watch. That's the game plan. Thanks everybody, and no, next week I am not here. So not Sunday at the very least. We'll figure it out if it's going to be Monday or not, but we might be taking a week off. So we'll see you when we see you. BaRRa, do I take this away from you? I kind of want to give the bye to Jake this week.
Oh, that's fine.
Jake, I feel like you've earned it.
I feel like he has too.
Okay, all
I
right,
think he's going to kill it.
Jake, hit him with it.
Bye.
A little different, but I'm here for it.
Strong, a lot of air, just boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Get out of here.
And we're out.
Bye.